Hi, I'm Madman WK. A lot of people have been asking, am I going to face Mike Houston on March 28th? Does Madman poop in random people's houses?
Since some smart-ass drunks decided to call me out on camera during the Revolution Awards for supposedly screwing Ian Lockhart out of one or two nominations, which technically he did have one, most impactful finisher. Yes, a lot of the credit for the preparations for said Revolution Awards belong firmly to me. Video montages, nominations, categories, even self-deprecating penis jokes. Hello! I heard Prodigy Steak mention something about a Fan of the Year category for next year's Revolution Awards. And I gotta say, I kinda like it, because, let's be honest, we're pretty grateful for your support. 2,234 subscribers on YouTube. We're doing a fact-finding mission to try and retrieve the 72 that we lost over Facebook on our conquest to reaching the grand 1,000 fans over Facebook. I think that some of those people that we did lose were actually spam pictures of Wonder Bra wearing hookers, but nonetheless, we're still grateful. If we really are to crank this idea of Fan of the Year into high gear, I think that more than just a jaded lump sum of us should really speak up. Comments are always welcome. From everyone. This isn't intended to be an echo chamber where we just want to hear ourselves speak. We'd love to hear from you. Be more than just a follower. Be a vocal majority. But be courteous, be constructive, and be respectful to your peers in the Revolution community, both fans and wrestlers. We have a comment. You serious? Awesome. We have a comment. Do we have a graphic for it? What improvement? Oh, that's right. I get your improvements. I hope you lose to the Super Beard Brothers because you want to screw me and name redacted out of doing the Revolution report. If I was there, I show how not to screw me and my friend with me bashing the hell out of your stupid idiot Skeeter. If you delete this, then go right ahead, because whenever I get a chance, I am coming down, wrestler or no wrestler, and take out that dumb Peter Monster. Congrats, the show of the year! You got screwed out of hosting the Revolution report? What were they holding open auditions? I didn't know they were holding open auditions. They simply walked in here because Revolution was looking for a consistent play-by-play voice. And I had been doing wrestling commentary in another league for a couple of years previously. In fact, in that other league, I did a show that was much like the Revolution Report. In fact, it was called the Free Preview Report, and I would do interviews, previews of upcoming shows, recaps of previous shows, would go off in my own little world. People seemed to like it, strangely enough. So I have previous credentials. Would you like to know how I managed to get that first commentating gig? I went to college. And I did radio on top of that. You remember that medal that I wore during the Revolution Awards? Well, that day I got my diploma. My sophomore year, talking about radio, I was news director. I did a lot of writing. Daily newscasts, weekly liners, material for my own shows, plural, 2 a week spring semester, Fridays and Saturdays. But apparently in the mind of this particular commenter, I'm so stupid and so dumb that I can't hold a candle. Oh wait, I did. The day I was inducted into Phi Theta Kappa. My 20th birthday, no less. The ceremony involved holding lit candles inside a small theater with black walls and little lighting. Asked my friend Amy Springer, she was inducted with me that very same day. The ceremony was gothic. I know, I should take it easy on this guy, but his comment illustrates my point about needing to be courteous and respectful towards fans and wrestlers. Especially me, because I'm still a rather respectable personality around here, even if I'm a lapdog to Bobo. Wait, there's another comment from the same guy. It gets worse. Ha ha ha! Kyle Cash, you're just oh dear. And ain't going to win any titles All you're going to be is a loser. If there was ever a open, I'd be there, beat your ass. Oh wait, first Moxley, then your ass. So yeah, you're a nobody. Kyle Cash, I went from having you as my favorite to a crybaby bitch. Whoa, oh wow. Language. Can these okay, just take it off the screen, please, notice it. Thinking you got screwed out of hosting this show, and calling the college-educated host of this show stupid and dumb, all the while repeatedly using the wrong variant of your and their. Someone needs a grammar slam. It's psychiatric evaluation. This almost feels like deja vu.
Exactly. And look at the misspelling. This is just an Auburn alum.
Wait, why is that not right? You're right. That's right.
No.
Oh, that's why you both went to
Y-O-U
Auburn.
apostrophe R-E. You're right.
You are
right.
You're. Well, wait a minute. That don't matter if you spell it like that. Oh, well, my gosh. Please don't say anything else. This is your jacket. Okay?
Y-O-U-R.
Y-O-U-R. Okay.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
R-E.
An idiot is Y-O apostrophe because Y-O apostrophe R-E is equal to you are. You can't say this is you are jacket. You can say you're an idiot. Okay?
See, there you go.
Now, what's wrong with that sign, Charles?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I agree. There's nothing wrong with that sign.
There's nothing wrong with
Hey, there over there. I spelled the two theirs.
there. T-H-E-I-R-T-H-E-R-E. That's there.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
I said there over there, and you gave me the two wrong theirs. They are.
You know what the hell I meant.
Okay, all right.
Good night, everybody.
Let that be a lesson to you keyboard warriors. This is why Bush got elected. Both of them. Don't be a Barkley. Be better voices for this company and for this generation. And I mean this for the common greater good of me and you. Morals are enriching. So are words. Bestow a little of both in your children. They will love you much later for that, when they can enrich the lives of their children. So long as you don't corrupt and bastardize your seeds first! Hello Revolution fans watching on YouTube and Facebook, and welcome to a brand new season of the Revolution Report. Skeeter Moxley with you. For those of you who have never seen this show before, the Revolution Report is a one-stop shop for everything you need to know about Revolution Wrestling. Recaps of the past, interview with some of the current crop of Revolution stars, and a look ahead to the future. And after 158 days of this seemingly long and quiet off-season, this Saturday afternoon the launch towards our future begins with the second Animal Tribute show. Later on, a complete rundown of this Saturday's match-by-match lineup. But we begin with where we left off. There wasn't a show more decorated last season than Uprising. 3 Shocker of the Year contenders with 1 winner. 3 Match of the Year contenders with 1 winner. 3 nominations in both Bump of the Year categories with 1 winner. A second place finish for Show of the Year. The first time in Revolution history where all 5 titles changed hands in a single afternoon. Throw all the hype, history, and superlatives aside, and at the end of the day, what you had was a group of hungry individuals looking to continue to carve out their niche audience. Try and appeal to both the casual fan and thick-skinned thrill seekers who are looking for any alternative to corporate wrestling. It was more than just a search for personal glory. These guys, and girl, were simply having all the fun. For some individuals, the fun came with a bit of finality. For Jimmy Jack Daniels, 15 minutes of pain marked the culmination of a season of dominance. After starting 2014 holding the Unbreakable Championship, he chewed up opponent after opponent and spat them out. And at Uprising, in the match that he made famous 3 years earlier, took destruction to a new level. Some fans agree that there has never been anyone with a monstrous streak of indestructibility like Jimmy Jack. For Adam Ward, it was a year to get the naysayers, and those who still remember the days of Johnny Lyle, to at least respect his ever-changing talents, if not respect the personality he was trying to shed, the lingering alter ego of years gone by. He currently holds the Tag Team Championship alongside Smasher. But with his apparent split away from Mike Houston, the man who nursed and ensured Ward's continuing rise to the top of the card, could we be in the midst of seeing one of Revolution's youngest talents finally grab the brass ring to individual greatness? For Lex Rocker, his victory and title in the bank was both bittersweet and freaking sweet. He could go down as the one talent, all time, with the most meteoric rise to get to title in the bank. For winning the American Championship in only his second match, to the vote of confidence from fans and Maria on Cruise Night, to now one cash-in away from the Revolution Championship. All within 15 months, and the clock is still ticking. For Brian Phoenix, his capturing of the Revolution Championship was the end of a long, hard-fought struggle to overcome a system that was spiraling out of control, submitting itself to suppressing those in its path who were willing to challenge authority. Phoenix withstood all the blowback while almost forced into a trance of delirium, and was put in a zone the likes of which we've never been witness to in post 4 years of watching Brian Phoenix compete. Then there are those who are looking for redemption or their own finality in the upcoming season. True Sin, the most revved up award nominations, not just by a rookie, but that's the Prodigy Snake, by any one person on the entire roster. It's still too soon to see if the nominations were a spiritual sign of a major up-and-coming sensation, but the ball is in his court after getting the axe from Uncle Cletus. The men, both known as the Super Beard Bros. Once two very sinister individuals in the days of FYW, both men are now praised by fans and emulated by the Revolution locker room. Their video messages biting and entertaining. Their in-ring actions hard-hitting. The finale for both these men may come sooner rather than later, dependent on the result of career versus careers on Saturday. If Madman WK defeats Mike Houston, what would the rest of 2015 hold for both he and the man who is now known as Rob Adams? As a duo, they could easily roll to the top of a resurgent tag team division. As individuals, both men still have that measure of long overdue redemption, now in the form of a prize that sits on the shoulder of Brian Phoenix. Kyle Cash, its redemption seemingly obscured by finality. Only 2 victories in 2014. The finality will either be through championship glory or by one final Venom drop, courtesy of the 3-time Wrestler of the Year Prodigy Snake. On Saturday, it's the long-awaited match between Cash and Snake. The match that means more personally and professionally to both men. Now turned up to 11, with the stipulation that, professionally at least, one man will be history after the referee's 3 count. It's redemption that has brought Prodigy Snake back to the dance one more time. But if he loses, his finality will be dealt a final blow that could overshadow the acclaim that has been brought to him by the fans since December 17th, 2011. If he wins, with all that he has proven, where will his next battle be born? Still to come on the Revolution Report, Madman WK and Mike Houston square off this weekend with careers at stake. We'll take you to the Vault to relive one of their first FYW battles 4 years ago this month. But when we return, my conversation with O.A.B.
We are world-renowned superstars.
Dream chasers.
Role models for fans that love wrestling.
Athletes.
Champions. Men who destroy boundaries.
We are wrestlers.
But we are not immortal.
broken knees, dislocated shoulders. We sacrifice our lives for your entertainment.
Revolution is our home.
Stay safe in yours.
Don't try this.
Jake came to Grand National Weekend to race in the amateur event. And for the first time ever, he made the finals.
Every time I get off a dirt track, when I really went out hard and really had it sideways, it's just, there's no better high in the world. To truly enjoy this, it does take a special type of crazy, but normal's overrated. You can't live in a box forever. You have to be able to step out and have fun.
In the background, you can hear there's obviously a lot of noise. We're inside Safe Haven, where we will be for the Animal Tribute Show, and this is one of the men you're likely to see. The One-Armed Bandit O.A.B. He was here the last couple times we were at Safe Haven. It's a pleasure to be calling his batch. It's a pleasure to be doing this interview with him here. I have to use the opposite arm because it's nice to shake hands.
I left the other one in the truck, so don't worry.
Yeah, we'll see that sometime soon. It was a pretty busy off-season for you. We'll get to all the Revolution-related stuff in a moment, but in the off-season, the first couple weeks of November, I believe, in select theaters, opened up the continuation of the On Any Sunday movies from 4 decades ago, the original one, I should say. This more modern take, and you were in it.
Yes.
As of right now, as you've told me, as I've seen on Google Play, still the #1 sports-related movie downloaded. It's only $2.99.
Google Play and iTunes from last I talked to the representative. This movie originally premiered at the beginning of about midway through October in Spain. It's big internationally right now. As we're filming this, they're doing a week-long tour. As the date we're filming this, just so everybody, the fans report now, that they're actually doing that as the premieres in Europe, just to help launch the movie. The original Thai, how I got involved with it. If you watch the original from 1971, Mark Lawwell, he had the #1 plate, and the main thing was how I got tied to him was through the prosthetic arm I used. So you guys saw me use it to ride in 50 minutes of pain. And
did you ever meet Mark?
Yes, I've met him twice. 2003, I went out to Mid-Ohio the vintage motorcycle days. In 03, when I was 12, when we first got it, and then a few years ago in 09, for when we did trying to launch this charity out in San Francisco. That's kind of nice to stay in his house. It was rated at $2.5 million, and no one looks to see Sausalito on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Nicely done. So I know you've given some background on how you made it from. You are one of the subjects.
Yes. I was going to get into how I am the subject with Mert, with how I've dealt with him as due to the prosthetic hand, and that's how we got the tie from the first one to the second one, because the original one was done by Bruce Brown. His son Dana did the second one that we just did, and I've been a fan of his movie, a few of his documentaries.
How long ago were you filmed for this? You're one of the subjects. How long ago was this filming done?
Memorial Day weekend 2014.
Oh.
So literally we were the last thing to be filmed, edited into the movie, and then off the theaters. One of the biggest documentaries of my understanding for how few theaters it was in, and also it was only in theaters for a week. I did have a huge contingency of 20, 30 people wanting to go next following weekend because it opened so shortly and people that weren't aware of it.
Why the reason behind the name of One-Armed Bandit? What was the story? What's the story behind the art?
Because when I started, it was kind of a smart-ass thing in high school. Somebody said, I came in here into lunch, I was trying to move room around, and they said, oh, look at this, One-Armed Bandit's on the loose. Because I dropped my food, and next thing you know, fries fell in this girl's lap and ended up in, we're not going to say where, but but it was kind of funny. So my buddy let that, and I'm like, all right, that works, something different. The fact I've never had it, it was a birth defect. I was born 2 weeks early, or 2 months early, my bad. Instead of having a miscarriage, it was amniotic band, so it sealed around this, and it never developed. So basically, an oversimplification, instead of a miscarriage, here I am.
you do flat track right now, Mert Law will be still deemed the king of the flat track even 4 decades after his retirement and induction into the Hall of Fame.
Well, more, I wouldn't say dean of it, it's just more he's just well renowned just from that. And from meeting him, he doesn't really care how famous he was, he just did the movie and he's just glad the prosthetic hand has helped out, so that's one of his proudest things. He doesn't, the only time my dad and I have ever seen him do anything with his fame is either to help me out in situations, and that's probably about it.
Did you ever want to do something, did you ever want to do a level of motorcycle racing larger than flat track? Did motocross ever?
I grew up riding motocross originally, but this is before I got the prosthetic quick release hand. So I actually originally grew up riding flat track and witch riding, dodging trees and stuff. And then I started looking at flat track, something a little better I can do, something I can focus. And I like watching it. And I'm like, all right, let's try this. So my dad, so I'll go home and, Dad, Bert says we need to buy flat track tires. This or something. We're going to buy flat track tires. We're not, all joking aside, we ended up starting doing that, and I was actually pretty good just because I could do the corner speed and just do the prosthetic technology right now. It's kind of where the cars before which were in the 70s, it's kind of that way now, even though it's really damn good, where I've qualified for 2 amateur nationals, which was in the film, which was misrepresented as that was the first time I made the open made the main event. That's part true. First time I made the open amateur division on my stock 250, which against 450cc machines and 500, which I was going against.
One more question relating to the races of motorcycles. So you've mentioned you've met Mert Law. Is there any one particular racer, living or dead, that you would like to meet?
Right now, I've met a lot. Probably from the movie, I've met literally everybody that is still alive from the movie, just about except for 2. And those that have died from their past back in the 70s, because back then, they didn't paint it back then, but that was one of the deadliest times back in the 70s for racing. It's the same with Formula 1. I'm a big motorsports gearhead, if anybody wants to know. I can talk motorsports for hours like he can talk wrestling. So, but back then, anybody that Mert knew, I pretty much have met about 95%, a good chunk of them. Just because of the people he runs with and just how low-key our sport is. It's just, I've got to ride with if you saw the original Cale Rayburn who rode the Harley, the Streamline Harley to the speed record in the movie, I got to meet his son and actually do practice laps with him a few years ago. That was fun.
He is making his debut here for us. What a show to debut at, FYW Homecoming.
The reason I wanted to join this was because originally back when I was in junior high, I did wrestling just in track and field to stay in shape for the motorcycle race. And then when I found out that they're talking about taking wrestling out of the Olympics, I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. So this is my little bit to help support wrestling, and I wanted another opportunity to challenge that while it's at it.
What's been your favorite match in your almost 2 years that you've been here?
One of my favorite matches was the rivalry with Rakazi. It was actually good back and forth because he was just something I also learned from. Because one thing I learned from the racing, that even though you might not win, you learn your most on your days of failure, as you say. Because the day you actually lose a match is how you learn how to win one. So that's what I learned most from that rivalry, and trying to translate that a little bit more.
You are scheduled for Animal Tribute Show. At this point, we're not sure in what capacity, but we know you'll be there. Pretty much everybody in Revolution will be here at Safe Haven on the outside, looking in on March the 28th, day before WrestleMania. Just one quick question: what's your resolution? What's the big goal you want to achieve come 2015?
I'm hopefully trying to get a strap around my waist this year. I didn't come here just to be like the whole, hey, look at me, oh, look at him, he's so happy, we're so happy he can do that. It's good for disabled people to do that. No, I came here and looked at myself as an equal to everybody. I don't never look at myself down when I ride in the same with I go to the track or when I step in the ring. I expect myself to be able to win anytime, and I don't expect any less of myself to do so. I know I have different challenges and different challenges and obstacles I have to overcome versus everybody else, but we all have our own certain obstacles, just mine's just more obvious. So it's just how you overcome them to really make yourself rise above that and be better than the other guy. It's really the challenge right now, because this is so much different from my high school, from junior high and high school wrestling that I grew up doing. So it translates, but not a lot.
And hopefully to hold the title for longer than 3 minutes. This man said it, it's not a handicap if you don't believe it. And if you want to see what he means, come to Safe Haven, it's free. The day before WrestleMania, the Animal Tribute Show 2015. If only we had more time to cover really everything that you know, and you certainly are one of the intelligent, smart, should we say sophisticated members of the roster?
A little bit, because you gotta look at this. I don't do drugs, I don't drink beer to try to get my enjoyment. I try to get my enjoyment out of life and just living it, not sitting there numbing yourself with drugs.
It was an enjoyment talking to you.
Thanks for having me on, Skeeter.
One-Armed Bandit, ladies and gents.
And also, if anybody wants to see the movie, look on your Google Play Store or iTunes. We're on any Sunday for the next channel.
$10 Walmart.
It's for sale, and also at Walmart, Target, and Best Buy theaters. So, thank you, and enjoy the rest of the report.
Yesterday was your last day, and tomorrow was too late. Could you say goodbye yesterday?
This goes for you, Kyle. To all the wrestlers, friends, and family. This one's for you, buddy. We love you.
That's what this has come down to. Me against you for our careers? Career versus careers. You're done.
Last year during Madman and Genocide's Last Man Standing contest, I pointed out with irony that on a day where we were paying our last respects and tributes to the life of a close friend and competitor, we were also subsequently paying our last respects to the in-ring career of another. That is the overriding story once again this Saturday afternoon. The 2015 Revolution season begins in full form with the Animal Tribute Show, and 2 for the price of 0. 2 career-threatening contests, all for you, for free, from Safe Haven and Streeter. Because of the overwhelming success and fan reaction to both Cruise Night and Road to Uprising, an agreement was reached for all of our shows this season to reside from 210 North Bloomington Street in Streeter. That's 15 shows in 2015. Starting this Saturday and going all the way to Uprising 2 in October. And as was the case last season at Safe Haven, all the bell-to-bell action will be presented to you without the need to pay for a ticket. 15 shows coming directly to you, absolutely free. How can you go wrong with that? It continues a long-standing conjoined promise from both Revolution Wrestling and Safe Haven Ministries that we would never pinch your pockets to get you to see a good show and have a great time in person. On a personal note, but also quite related, tempting as it may be this weekend to go to California for only the biggest annual sports entertainment extravaganza, I would personally save the hefty airline bill, or maybe even that much-echoed nominal fee for a streaming online video service, and support your local promotion. Unlike the corporate minds up in Stamford, Connecticut, we aren't hampered by stockholders. We provide a show without being prodded or restricted by corporate interests. And we would never black out business from anybody else in our area because we support and acknowledge all different kinds of wrestling promotions, We aren't competition, so much as we actually love the competition. In fact, I'll extend an olive branch to all fellow promoters running events in places not named Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California this weekend. Make the day before WrestleMania an official holiday. Wrestling Day in America. Hear me out. Every year in the locales where WrestleMania is held, the ties and suits from Stamford, Connecticut work aggressively to make sure you suck on their cash cow's tits. So you're squeezing their lifeblood, and only their lifeblood, and not that of the real workers in this country who think publicly traded isn't all well and good. So extend an honest hand to your local community, just like we will, to show that there are other forms of wrestling entertainment and a halfway decent life away from a sports entertainment world, increasingly dominated by Hollywood screenwriters and children who don't realize the money their parents are pumping in could give Vince McMahon's wife a future job. A job where all she has to do is moan and whine and bitch about socialist healthcare and defunding abortion clinics, while her lobbyists do all the work with their green, filthy hands. And no, the lobbyist's hands were not laced with marijuana. She's Republican for Skeeter's sake. Wait, my sake? No form of wrestling was born with a price tag. It was procured with the ultimate purpose of entertaining you. And to hell with expenditures. Hence the purpose of Wrestling Day in America. What? There's a National Pro Wrestling Day in February? Why didn't I ever hear about it before? Why February? Why risk having a day of celebration where wrestling fans would rather be hermits from potential snowstorms and deadly 67-inch icicles? Instead, why not celebrate on a weekend where the dementia-inflicted hamster wheel brains of Stamford, Connecticut have already programmed your brains and heads and hearts to skip several beats in anticipation for only the greatest live event of all time? Also, what's wrong with taking a stand against these wallet-clenching goobers when it's not so cold outside? Exercise is good. Fresh air is good. Bunnies, flowers, sunshine, picnics at the park. Squirrel! In Stamford, Connecticut, they give you 4 hours once a year every spring to pretend that some of what they've presented to you in the previous year didn't suck. But corporate wrestling sucks. Long live the hard workers living in your area who have a better chance of actually coming to your house and feeding your newborn baby than Roman Reigns would. In fact, Roman Reigns made me puke after the Royal Rumble. Physically hurl. It's on video. What do you want? A reason to stay in your neighborhood that won't void your credit cards and waste other people's gas tanks. When do you want it? This Saturday. And hopefully, in the future, every Saturday before WrestleMania. And let us be one of the first to show this token bit of gratitude to you, the fan. Because there's ultimately only one better asking price than $9.99. Free. 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 Free, 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 free. Oh, my arm. You get the point, don't you? Free. Let's take a look at some of the action you'll see at Safe Haven for free this Saturday. Championship gold is on the line as the new tag team champions Adam Ward and Smasher defend their belts for the first time against the surprise #1 contenders, Modinger and Shawn Mitchell. The newcomers finished 4th in Tandem of the Year voting during the Revolution Awards, and at Uprising were not involved in the decision during the Fatal 4-Way Tag match. It's the role of underdogs that Modinger and Shawn Mitchell will play against a duo no longer tied to administrative binds, with both Ward and Smasher each one championship away from that elusive Revolution Triple Crown. It is destined to be an unsafe haven on North Bloomington Street when new hardcore champion Jimmy Jack Daniels defends his title against the former champion Pennywise. Hardcore matches on free per-view are filled with consequential violence, and these two dished out said violence against one another during 15 minutes of pain. What could possibly be in each man's bag of tricks after 5 months of hibernation and a previous season's worth of carnage and destruction in their Revolution resumes? As has been advertised since the Revolution Awards, careers are in jeopardy at the Animal Tribute Show 2015. In the first half of our career-threatening doubleheader, Prodigy Steak meets Kyle Cash. Finally, the Uprising match that ever was. It may become a tribute match that could become a tribute of another kind. Formerly the Rogue Assassin, Prodigy Steak is now battle-born, and he'll have to be ready for battle, perhaps the final battle of his life, against the man who has self-proclaimed his ascension from being a superstar to a quote-unquote prodigal son. Though Kyle Cash's 2014 record book may say differently. Could this be the rebounding victory that Cash desperately seeks? Or will this be the ultimate fall from grace? And from career versus career to career versus careers. The in-ring career of the founder Mike Houston against the in-ring careers of the Super Beard Bros. It'll be one-on-one with Madman WK looking to put an end to the wrestling life of Mike Houston. Houston has stated he is only putting up his in-ring career, as opposed to the 100% ownership of the company. But after a deathly defeat to Brian Phoenix at Uprising, what could the mental state of Mike Houston be like should he lose the right to ever wrestle again in a company he created from the front yard up in 2003? Finally, in all the hype and hoopla surrounding our advertised main events, one man has been almost lost in the shadows, though he has been far from silent this offseason. That man is your new Revolution champion, Brian Phoenix. Since October, Phoenix has sat on the sidelines looking to see who will be his first challenger, and if that challenge would be in the cards in time for the Animal Tribute Show. In fact, 2 weeks ago, the founder Mike Houston took to the RevDub fan forum on Facebook to actually bypass invoking his rematch clause to invoke another clause and grant Brian Phoenix with the right, if need be, to handpick his own first opponent for a match with the Revolution Championship at stake. And to the luck of those who work on this program, just before we began to roll tape with this installment of the Revolution Report, a piece of video was sent in. Not by Phoenix, but by a man who has made Phoenix's job in searching for an opponent just a little easier. An old foe, no less, and, well, let's just say he's no stranger to making shockwaves.
In March 2011, we started a brand. We started this brand. These group of hybrids came together, and it was supposed to be my night. I made a bet that night was going to take away that belt, or just take it away from me, and you didn't. Months later, I found myself away from the backyard in this new place, in the front yard. There, I had a global championship, and it was mine. I held it with pride. Then you decided to come find me, and you took it away from me. You took something from me again. Our paths have been away for a while. I've been doing my own thing. You've been doing your thing, but I've been watching. I've been watching real close, buddy. I've been watching. We start this revolution, this new year, March 2015. The year is my year. In Phoenix, I'm coming for that belt, that Revolution title, all what you took from me. You will pay, and I will take from you. Do you know what happens, Phoenix, when you touch the sun? Do you know? You get burnt fingers. March 28th, 2015. Phoenix, touch the sun once and show me your hands.
This year's Animal Tribute Show has a pair of career-threatening confrontations, with a lot of intense pretenses. You know by now Prodigy Seg and Kyle Cash's history. You may, however, have to dig deep into the vaults of FYW to find where the lines began to be drawn in the rivalry between Mike Houston and Madman WK. As a prelude to this Saturday, we managed to obtain one of the first battles between Mike Houston and Madman WK. In November 2010, Madman WK walked into Depew, Illinois, looking to turn FYW into his own mass lion's den. In just 3 months at Apocalypse, in a triple threat match for Mike Houston's FYW Championship, Madman pinned Houston to win the belt. Almost immediately thereafter, a rematch was booked for the following month at Title in the Bank. But it was no ordinary rematch, as in the staple tradition of that particular free-per-view, ladders were the main objects of destruction. And it would take climbing a ladder, as well as using it perilously against another human being, to gain FYW's biggest prize. So for 4 long years ago, March 5th, 2011, from the old Battlegrounds, with a couple of guys on commentary that sound faintly like Conseco Fieldhouse and Cocaine Kelly. Old farts. It's the King Midas Madman WK versus the founder, Mike Houston.
You're back at Title in the Bank for the main event. One of the main events, I'm sorry, for the FYW Championship.
Mike Houston in a totally different attitude this time around because his opponent is the one person who could really threaten FYW's existence.
New look, new attitude for Houston. Oh, and here comes the champ. He told us there's going to be a lot of more to come. We thought it was time's up at Apocalypse, but he says, told us there's a lot more destruction and pain coming for FYW. It's in his hands.
2 HWA guys hold the top 2 belts in FYW, but there's a difference. When Phoenix won his title, he got it off the new breed. The FYW was happy, you know. Phoenix is a pretty good spirited person. But Madman, on the other hand, has never had anything nice to say about FYW, and he's called the guys losers, and he's just made it his mission to just
St. Patrick's Day coming early for Madman.
Just destroy FYW, and now he's the champion, and I haven't seen anybody in the back that's happy about that. The belt is now hung up.
Belt is hung up high in the air.
We had a TLC match not too long ago. Phoenix and Stinger had a great TLC match. We'll see how this turns out.
And here he comes.
There he is.
Coming out. Coming straight after Madman. Here we go. Mike Houston coming right after Madman. No time.
Oh, nice elbow. Houston with a whole new attitude. He was not, in his promo, he didn't show this arrogance, he didn't show his confidence, he didn't show all those things you usually see from him. He knows that this is big for him.
I think it's his last shot, not only for him, but for the FYW. If Madman beats him, he's got the FYW in his hands.
If Houston can't beat him, who can?
Mike Houston has never beaten Madman.
Madman had that big go around with Gary. He wrestled. He won 2 out of the 3 single matches they had. He won this big 3-way for the title. He's proven that when it comes to the FYW locker room, there's not a lot of guys that can really step up to the way Madman can compete in there.
We saw
a
couple.
Oh, nice!
Headbutt.
Headbutts to the chest.
We saw the debut of Jimmy Jack Daniels, co-founder of HWA.
He is Brian Phoenix's other half,
and he took
Actually,
Madman out.
He's most of the. But yeah, Phoenix been here for a while. Oh, nice T-bone! But yeah, Phoenix and Jimmy Jack, both the founders of the HWA.
Snow coming down hard.
Yep. Still snowing and it's March.
I thought our snow troubles was over, but apparently not.
It was looking promising. Oh!
Wow.
But as we saw earlier, Madman came out, giving a speech about his championship, and told us all about
Houston's hope might be ended very early. He's headed for the title.
But he did prove a point. In CCW, he wrestled, and he was a good guy. He was a fun guy to get along with. He was the barroom hero because he was that traditional drunken Scotsman, that brawler, And the crowd loved it. He was a tag team champion. The first and only tag team champion, and then when the CCW ended and HWA got ready to begin, Madman came in with a whole new attitude. We saw it at the first time in November Rain, and we've seen it ever since. This is a guy with a totally new agenda, and he has proved that here, and he will prove that in the future.
Everyone's pumped up. We got a huge crowd here.
Oh yes. We got FYW guys, we got HWA guys.
Oh, wow.
This is a lot different than that TLC match. When Senior and Phoenix fought each other, there was a lot of snow on the ground, a lot of snowbanks, and they spent most of their time brawling in there. But this is they got a lot more room to work with than this one. Madman shoves off Houston. Houston coming back. Oh!
Wow. That was high impact.
Oh! Hey, there's a ladder there!
Looks like the drinking started.
You have a problem, Houston!
You said that already!
I don't know if you could tell this, camera guy, but under that ladder is a cinder block holding that tarp down. Did Houston land on that?
He might have. He just might have.
That's to keep it from the...
but Madman has no remorse. He doesn't care. He doesn't have a conscience on most occasions.
Well, he doesn't, but I do. Now, regardless of how Houston's been acting, I don't want to see him get seriously injured. Madman, I don't want to see him get injured either.
Oh!
Nice.
Wow! Holy.
Right
Houston.
in Madman's face.
Oh no, what's he doing?
This. And this is just the first ladder match of the day. We still got title in the bank tonight.
A lot of fans have been behind Houston. They want him to beat Madman. He hasn't always been a crowd favorite, but tonight everyone's pulling for Mike.
Oh! Houston tried to catapult the ladder, but Madman moved. Madman tried to throw it. Houston caught it. Oh!
Wow.
Come on!
Look at this.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh!
Riding the ladder.
Wait, I blinked. Do it again.
Nice elbow. This is very physical, and Houston's got a chair.
Oh! What a crack.
What a shot! Houston says if you're gonna come at me like that, I'll come at you.
Crowd getting behind Houston.
Houston getting a mixed reaction. That's better than what he was getting before.
Oh, no, I'm serious.
Are there people cheering for us?
Well, we are good at what we do. We are the best in the world at what we do, that's for sure. And I'd like to see other cameramen come film in this kind of weather. Wrestle, let alone. It's painful, but we'll do it.
Mike looks hurt. Madman in total control.
Oh!
Oh!
Don't
With a
think
pizza
twice.
pan.
Oh, come on, you leprechaun, get up, son.
Patrick's Day coming early for the Scotsman.
So much for dinner. Oh no.
Oh no.
Watching that arm between the chair. Here comes that arm breaker. Oh! He's gonna try and break his arm.
Look at that.
Hence the name arm breaker.
Can't tap out, but it'll definitely do some damage.
Tap out, yeah, tap out does nothing in this match.
Got to use your arms to climb a ladder.
Yeah,
Gotta pull yourself
you need an arm
up.
to reach the belt, climb the ladder. Used to going for another ladder.
Back to the FYW. Take it from that.
Fans getting behind him.
Houston wants his title back.
Never thought I'd hear fans behind him. Oh no.
Madman's back up to his
Oh,
feet.
no.
He's got a chair.
Oh, what a shot.
And Mike Houston is down.
You suck, man.
Fans don't care.
Gary's out there.
Madman doesn't care.
Man.
Shut up!
No!
Think he cares what these fans say?
You've ever seen!
We all know, yeah.
Shut your mouths!
We all know.
You like Houston?
You know what? I can't disagree with that. He is a pretty good champ. Who can stop him? Houston! Fans, I would never think they would get behind him.
Madman with taking off the jacket. The ladder's in the ring.
Oh no.
No pile.
Oh! Cracked his neck.
He did a pile driver.
Houston cashes
the
it.
title. He did the double underhook. He called it time's up.
Houston writes the checks, and Madman breaks the necks. Oh, wait.
Oh no.
Oh
Billy
my
goes
God.
first under the ladder.
Oh my God.
The reverse Boston Crab.
Oh God, no.
Oh! Gonna make sure he can't walk.
Houston?
Who wouldn't like that? Madman likes it.
Look at that.
Oh,
Oh my.
Houston. And you wonder why Houston got a haircut.
Epic, but it doesn't do anything.
Oh, wow. He's got no hair to pull anymore. He got it cut.
Houston's hurt.
Houston. There we go. Fans get... Oh, no. Oh, God, no.
Man.
Come on, Houston.
Man, you climbed that now.
Belt held high up in the earth. Oh, what? Wait, Houston's setting up a table. Oh!
Wow. Madman getting nailed with those punches and kicks. Throws him into the ladder.
Come on, Mike.
Houston didn't make it very far up that ladder.
Houston racing for the belt.
Oh man. Fight for position. Oh!
Madman crashing through that table.
Oh, off the ladder into the wood. Trying to get the belt.
Wow.
Houston had the match won.
You suck, man.
Houston had the belt in his hand and he went for the headbutt.
He wants revenge, not only to win back the title, but revenge.
Crack him, Houston, crack him. Here we go.
Oh, FYW behind him. Oh.
There you go. There you go.
Slams that chair into his head.
One more time. One more time. One more time. Go. One more time.
Wow, what a ladder match here. Got the big title in the bank coming up.
Houston climbing.
Are you kidding me? Couple of fans getting behind him? That's just ridiculous. Oh no.
Hey, I didn't serve him the alcohol.
Jimmy Jack?
Oh no. Houston, we have a problem on the ladder.
Oh my God. Don't tell me. Oh, that leg got caught.
Houston, we have a problem. problem.
He may have snapped his ankle.
Yes, his ankle's playing in between the rungs of the ladder.
Man, you suck!
JR doesn't talk.
Yeah, you hear me?
Are you off a quiet over there?
Oh, where's she going?
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't shut up.
And wait, what is that?
Oh, dog cage?
A dog kennel?
Come on, use the cage
A folded up dog kennel. One of those collapsible ones.
Yeah.
Don't rip the... Oh!
Don't rip the
Stroke
tramp.
on the dog kennel. The trampoline appears to be in one piece. Thank God. We have to wrestle on that. Oh. I'm getting the title!
Houston! Houston! Wait a minute! Come on, Houston!
Houston. Climbing the ladder. Madman beginning the stir.
Come on, Houston!
Announcer!
He's coming!
Announcer!
Oh my. Madman back to his feet.
Houston's almost got that.
Oh, he almost had it!
Oh, God.
Oh.
Wow.
Right on the ground. Oh,
no.
Madman. Madman climbing. He's trying to reach the belts.
Yeah, we're going to need all the support we can get in this kind of weather. Oh, no.
Oh, no, ejector on the
Oh,
floor. Oh!
Wow.
Houston nails the injector. Oh my, Houston trying to position the ladder, trying to get up there. But at the same time, Madman's getting back to his feet.
Oh, trying to get him as far away as he can. Oh, that ladder's a bit unstable, Mike.
It is a little bit. But now Madman climbing.
Oh, yeah. Look at those kicks.
Trying to kick him off that ladder. Oh, he's biting him.
Tyson! Tyson! Tyson!
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Wow. Wait a minute.
Slam the belt in his face. He got it.
He got it. Madman has successfully retained the title.
Madman sucks!
Oh my
Madman
God.
sucks!
What a match.
Madman sucks!
Wow. Madman wins that title in the bank. FYW is still in his hands, and he is the FYW champion. Gotta hand it to both of these guys. What a match. Here at Blizzard Brawl, that title in the bank. Wow.
He landed right on that cinder block. And there's the winner.
His time, his moment, his federation.
Madman WK would hold on to that FYW championship for another 2 months. He was scheduled to defend his title against Stinger in an ultimate submission match, but the belt was vacated by Mike Houston due to Madman's unforeseen departure from FYW. Fast forward to the present day, and it remains in the history books that Madman never lost that particular championship belt in a match. If he wants to rub more salt into previous wounds, it'll be at the expense of Mike Houston, for whom he has to defeat again on quite possibly that long and winding journey to the Revolution Championship. That is going to wrap up this first edition of the Revolution Report. We'll be back with an all-new episode next month, but we are looking first and foremost to this Saturday at Safe Haven, free and open to the public. It's our second tribute to the life of the animal Kyle Zenzer. 2 p.m. from 210 North Bloomington Street in Streeter, Illinois. From just nearby Safe Haven, from the City Park at Streeter, Skeeter Otsley for your Revolution Report. Join us, won't you, this Saturday for the Animal Tribute Show 2015.